Smooth.
Well, it's Sunday night. It's 8 o'clock in the evening here in the Central Time Zone. And that must mean it's time for Painting with MenothJohn. Yes, Painting for MenothJohn, your drinking podcast with a painting problem. I'm very happy to have you all here today, those of you watching live on Twitch TV. So far, that's John Spencer. We love John. Thanks for being part of the show as usual. And we're kicking it old school today. We have a very special guest with us this week. We've gone back to the roots of Painting with MenothJohn. And we have with us today, we have Adam Purdon. Adam, give us a shout out.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, all right. Well, for those of you who missed the show last week, and you would have missed the show because there was no show last week. I was sick as the proverbial dog, I was. Sick, you say? How is it possible that MenothJohn, purveyor of all things healthy and good, could possibly have gotten so sick that he couldn't videocast? Well, let me tell you, it involved being on the roof of a hotel in Seattle, and it might have gotten a little cold, and I could have been in a hot tub, and it probably was a bad idea. And then you add on top of that that I was that I probably had gotten something on a flight from Salt Lake City to Reno when this young lady, I'll call her a lady, was coughing her head off into the back of my seat without covering her mouth. So she gets definitely gets my award for coolest person I've met in the last 3 weeks. And she proceeded to get me quite ill. So it turns out I started falling ill on Friday of last week. And I was in bed basically all day Saturday, all day Sunday, and I missed most work all last week. So it was a bad deal. On Monday last week I went to the urgent care, and they diagnosed me as having a very severe sinus infection. So I now have experience with very severe sinus infections, and let me tell you, they're not fun. And so I am on amoxicillin, and I don't know that there's necessarily a problem with drinking while you're on antibiotics, but tonight's being brought to you by Diet Mountain Dew Code Red. And there will still be a Releasing the Kraken at our 9 o'clock hour, as is the norm for this show. But it might be a little more subdued than other Releasing the Krakens. Today's kind of a free-form kind of a day. I was on Dice Rage Live, which is another video podcast. And so I didn't have... That went on for 2.5 hours, Adam.
Wow.
Let me tell you, those guys, when you get them cranked up, can talk.
Really?
Yep. And that's hosted by internet legend Tin Man XL. He comes out of the Southern California area.
Yeah.
And some great guys, new guys. I'm terrible with names. My new friends from Dice Rage, I apologize. But I don't remember all your names. But we had a nice time. We talked about all manner of things, even War Machine sometimes.
What do they normally play? Board games?
It's
games?
It's ostensibly a War Machine Hordes podcast with an agenda issue. So, especially when you bring me on, that's not conducive to staying on topic. So, yeah, things may have gotten a little bit off topic. So,
I'll check it out.
Yeah, I mean, at least if nothing else, I'll be on the latest one here, so you'll be somebody you recognize. It uses Google Hangouts, which is a little bit different. It's a little bit hard to stay focused on exactly what's going on because of the person in front of you on the screen changes to whoever's talking.
Uh-huh.
So it gets a little bit distracting that way. Now I've got to make some adjustments here to the camera, guys, the folks that are watching here. You'll notice I've got all these damn Stormguard. I'm still working on Stormguard. Can you believe it? It's like I've been working on Stormguard since January. And so I got to make some adjustments here. I'm going to try and get this so that you can see a little bit more of what I'm doing here without knocking my paint over. So where we left off is I've got the base coat done on these guys. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just kind of come through and I'm going to look at each of the different models, and especially where there is an interface between armor lines, I'm going to try and sharpen up those details a little bit. Adam, I don't know if you got a chance to listen to the latest show from last week, but we had Chris Olhaven on from Fallen Studios.
Yeah.
That guy has got some talent.
Yeah, he does.
And he has some tips. So he was very popular. I think we'll probably have him on again as a guest in the near future. And he is painting my galleon. I'm pretty excited about that. He's got a lot of the projects in the queue, so he'll get to her when she gets to her. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does with that, because pretty much everything he touches looks really amazing. He just put I'm sorry, go ahead, Adam.
He's a really good artist.
Yep. He just put a picture up maybe within the last hour of a Bastion Seneschal that he's working on. He did non-metallic metals to the halberd, and let me tell you, it looks pretty spiffy. I'm actually a little bit amazed on some of the things I'm catching up here. Obviously, I've knocked these guys around a little bit because I'm actually fixing some chips on some of them, which is weird. So yeah, you're going to get to hear me sniffle a little bit today on the podcast. Do my level best not to be too gross. But at least I can breathe now. That's an upgrade.
I may do the same. I've had a sinus infection myself.
I'm going to tell you what, sinus infections are no joke.
No, they suck.
Okay, well, we're getting the usual crew is coming on. We got Tadgo, we got Baffo, we got Ed Defoe, we got John Spencer, we got Punstar. We're very excited about everybody being back on the show. Very happy everybody can be here. Nevendar is here in the middle of the night. Thank you very much, Nevendar. I love the European contingent we get, who's up at God knows whatever the hell time it is in Europe, to tune into our dulcet voices. What are you working on right now, Adam?
I am doing the reds on my Mammoth.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That old Mammoth. I'm going to tell you what. Game changer she is.
I haven't played with it yet because I want to get it painted first. So the first time I put it on the table will probably be at Lock and Load. So anybody who wants to come play against it, come and find me, please. Because I want to get some practice in with it.
I don't know. Do you know who Major Tusk is?
I see him on the forums a lot.
Okay.
And I would really like to hang out with him.
Major Tusk is one of the great guys in the whole wide world. Andy Welton, he's the engineer for the Cripple System podcast, but don't hold that against him.
Yeah.
Has modified his Mammoth. So it's up on he's redone a styrofoam base for it.
The Lion King one?
The Lion King one.
Yeah.
And it's offering up an Agonizer as Pumbaa. And oh my hell. That is just fantastic. This is also the guy that owns 4 Mountain Kings.
That's ridiculous.
He's a little nuts, but he's a great guy. You'll know Andy when you see him, because his beard will enter the room a good solid minute and a half before the rest of him does.
Cool.
He's got a beard on him.
My sideburns are starting to get that way.
Yeah, you've got quite the grizz going on. I was who the hell are you?
I love it.
That's awesome. Gotta get the chops going. How's the little one?
He's doing good.
Awesome.
Little bugger likes to eat.
That's good. Gotta get him big and strong. For those of you who don't know, Adam went epic for the third time or fourth time? Fourth time. 3 months ago? 2 months ago?
We'll call it 3.5 weeks ago.
Shut up. It's been that short a time?
Yep.
I lose track of time. I'm old.
Yeah, that's right.
That is fantastic. Mama's doing good?
Yeah, everybody's doing good. The 2-year-old is a little jealous.
Well, that'll goes with the course.
Indeed.
See here, we do painting and we do parenting on painting with MenothJohn.
And he's a 2-year-old, so it makes it a little more enjoyable that way.
Yeah, because 2-year-olds aren't big enough pain in the ass as it stands.
Yeah.
That's just it's not hard to imagine how a 2-year-old could be a bigger pain in the ass, but I can see that.
He's funny though. He's a good kid.
So I'm liking my chances of actually doing some washes on these guys today. That would make me incredibly happy. Because John Spencer says congratulations.
Thanks, John. Should have come down last week.
Come down? Where, from Maryland?
John Spencer?
John O. Spencer from Maryland.
Oh.
He's out east.
I thought it was
different
Spencer Flinton for some reason.
Nope.
Yeah, we had a speed machine last week that I ran.
Sweet! Tell us about it.
Let's see.
How many points? How many points?
25.
25-point speed machine. Okay.
Battle group only.
Yep.
16 points on the death clock.
Oh, so, 16 minutes on the death clock total?
Yeah, 16 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
And whatever scenario that they're doing for the lock and load.
Okay, I don't know what that is. Is that the same as the hardcore one?
It's the one with the 2 flags.
Okay.
One close to you, one close to them.
Yep.
And then I had coins for the normal prizes.
Very nice.
And then if anybody wants to go look, I went and bought a special traveling trophy.
Oh, okay.
That is a WWE Divas Championship belt.
I saw that picture.
Yeah.
That's some quality stuff right there. So who's got the Diva belt?
Patrick does.
Nice.
Yeah, he's from down here.
So Patrick was playing what?
You know what? I don't even remember.
Okay.
I think it was Trolls.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Close quarters Punstar seems to think it is.
That's what it is.
That sure sounds right. Yeah. Thank you. We have the best online group of like 8 people that love us. It's the best.
But yeah, it was a fantastic event. I kept the prize a secret until the very end, and once everybody saw it, they went absolutely crazy over it.
I'm having a face palm moment here. Alan Assady, Dustin Allen from up in Logan, has now got rid of all his Warhammer and is painting a new Legion battle box.
Wow!
And he's going to go full bore into Legion.
Cool.
Jesus, Dustin, will you develop an attention span for me? Holy cow! I love you, kid, but Christ, one minute it's I'm all in on the Warhammer. The next minute I'm all in on the Khador. The next minute I'm back into the Warhammer. I hope that the Legion works for you. By the way, stay away from Retribution. They'll make you quit the game for the 4th time or whatever.
I like Retribution.
Oh my God, they make my. I have a large, fully painted army that will probably not see the table for a long time.
Well,
they hurt my
not
feelings.
until they fix that stealth problem.
Yep. That's never going to happen either. Until they get a warehouse full of something, and then they'll realize, well, I guess we probably ought to fix this if we ever want to sell this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So, Adam, do you remember seeing that that troll I put on my Facebook for the nerfing of Morvana's feet?
Yes, and it was funny.
Did you hear the rest of the story?
No, I didn't.
Okay, for those of you out there in MenothJohn land, who have not heard this story. On my personal Facebook, John Christensen, that's my name, I put a troll on there where I had suggested that the privateer had made a video of showing that they were going to be nerfing Morvana's feat so that you could not bring back solos. So, which is something that you could possibly fathom could happen. Okay, she's got a damn powerful feat, and it would not be game breaking to do it like other feats are, where it's just grunts or things like that. Well, I went ahead and I put that on there, and then I said they had made a video, but what I had done was I had attached the URL to a Rickroll, and I put the Rickroll on there, and I'd picked one that did not have a commercial on it, and so it immediately got you. It was great. It was my troll Elisa. It really was. It was the finest bit of trolling I've ever done. And so the rest of the story is that not more than a week ago, turns out a post goes up in the Circle forums. Has anyone heard about the nerfing of Morvana's feat? Some guy was playing his buddy, and his buddy told him that he had seen somewhere that they had nerfed Morvana's feat to not allow solos coming back, like Gallows Groves. And I was made aware of this because I don't go to the Circle forums. Steampunk Jim told me about it, and I was like, and I went immediately to the forum thread, read it, laughed my rear end off, and posted on there, my life is now complete. The next post was from a mod saying, "Stay on topic," and I was like, "What?" It's like, do the mods on the PP forums have like an alarm bell that goes off when I post anything? It's crazy talk. But I think I lost my buddy Adam. Oh, are you there, Adam? Adam, are you there? Oh, I guess there were some deleted posts between yours and the mods. That's too bad. I was kind of enjoying the fact that it seemed like they just came out of the woodwork. So I lost Adam here on the show. I'm going to try here in a second to bring him back. I'm going to bring him back as a voice call, though. Maybe that'll help. Sometimes Skype gets a little nonplussed at all the bandwidth. But anyway, so that was the story. I had put my troll for Morvana's feat. I couldn't believe it had actually transcended my personal Facebook page and made it to some group of people. I had no idea who they were, and that it had sufficient legs to get there. So I say good on me. That's what I say. Are you there, Adam? Yoo-hoo! Adam! Oh well, we'll try here in a little bit. Of course, it's kind of fun for you guys out there to hear it going broop, 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 broop. This kind of sounds like a dog or something. You there, Adam? Okay, so I am going to try something here in a little bit. The problem could be on my end. I have the most ghetto production values of any podcast out there. That's why I don't take myself seriously. I'm going to get these. Adam, are you there? Okay. We're going to cancel Adam. This next part of the podcast brought to you once again by Diet Mountain Dew. Try one more time for Mr. Adam. This is good podcasting, folks. All right, we got Adam back. We're going here. I've just been vamping a little bit. I haven't said anything, but apparently there were a few. I don't know where you lost the story, but apparently where I thought the mods had come in immediately, there had been a few posts in between me and where the mod was. The mod had deleted that were off topic. And I lost Adam again. We are just having problems here tonight. On a positive tip, I've got all the touch-up on the gray just about done. Yeah, it wouldn't be painting with MenothJohn if there were not technical difficulties. I may have to cut Adam loose. I'm going to try and restart my iPad. See if that makes a difference. And John Spencer, I may be calling you to fill in. So, there we go. So as you can see here, I'm just kind of finishing up putting on the grays here. So I'm interested to hear from our viewers out there what you're working on tonight. Let's catch up a little bit. See what I see that Punstar is working on some foam for a mammoth. That sounds unfun. And so there we go. That's all the Iron Hall gray for that. I've got a few spots to catch up on. I saw a couple of these where the Exile Blue needed a little bit of love. So we're going to do that next. Yeah, Vessel of Judgment seems like it would be a pretty easy one to foam up. Basically cut around hole. Even Battle Foam can handle that. Alright, so let's try one more time. Signing back in. Alright, we got Adam here. Okay, let's try one more time with Adam. Hey.
Hello?
We're going to try one more time.
All right.
So I restarted my iPad on the outside chance that I could be potentially the source of all of our issues over here. That wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
How am I going blind?
Anyway, I was just going to say, I don't understand why they get upset about that when there's other certain people that I could name who comment on everything but don't actually have anything to say at all.
Well, while we were working through our technical issues, John Spencer indicated to me that there were some other posts that were in there. They didn't come rushing to kill MenothJohn. Uh-huh. There were other things that were off topic, I guess. But, it does seem as though I have a little bit of a target on my back since the whole trolling Matt Wilson incident back in the day. But we don't need to go into that for the 54th time. But
yeah, I heard that story. That's a good one.
Everybody's heard that story. I'm kind of proud of that story. The punchline to that story is I did at the lock and load that I was at. I did go up to him and apologize to him. That was kind of rude. I mean, dude has a company. Probably should just shut the frig up until I get a company, huh? Otherwise, I'm just being that guy. So I decided I didn't want to be that guy, and he was very cool about it. On the list of people who are DBs, he may qualify for the list, but he's nowhere near, let's say, a certain guy that makes Battle Foam.
Yeah.
Watching that whole little fiasco between him and Blood of Kittens has been kind of entertaining.
Yeah. I don't know the whole deal, but holy crap, what a douche.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's being a DB and not even having ground to stand on.
Yeah, Honestly, who cares what people say about you? Don't worry about it.
Here's the idea. Take a look at your pocket. Take a look at your bank account. Take a look at your ultra hot wife, and laugh your way straight to the bank.
Yeah. I wouldn't care what other people are saying about me.
No, make a good product. He does. He makes a good product.
Yeah, he does.
STFU, because he must, I don't know, unless he's got a small wee-wee, and that's part of his problem. You know, he's got short guy syndrome or something. I don't know.
That could be it. I know a lot of short guys. And
well, he's one of them, and
yeah.
But he's, I don't know.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, just let people do what they're going to do. Who
Seriously.
cares?
You know what? Like I said, just look at your pocketbook, create a superior product, support it well, and laugh your way to the bank.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, you make a good point, John Spencer. The whole thing made you rethink, and that's where his ego gets in the way. Is that he behaves this way, and then you don't want to give him any of your business.
Yeah.
And John Spencer was just mentioning that. He's now rethinking his choices for his X-Wing stuff. And, you know, frankly, if I was privateer, I'd be rethinking my thoughts about, is this somebody I want to be in a business venture with?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
And, you know, the only way he's going to change is if it hits him in the pocketbook. So, yeah. I don't know. It's not who I would want to have my licenses with if I were running a company, but I also I'm sure he pays each of these companies a nice little number to get the license agreement.
Yeah.
All right. Just going through here and kind of touching up the Exile Blue. Typically having a little bit of on the back armor, where the kind of bronze colored metals that I'm using for what I call the anti-electricity armor, and the normal blue plate, and that's where it normally gets. There's a little bit of interface there. These guys wear like a padded armor. And I've gotten a little bit of slop from that onto almost all the different blue areas. Yeah, Tadgo mentioned that he kickstarted Wild West Exodus. You know, I almost did that, and because of Craig Gallant from the D6 generation, because I knew he was a writer on that.
Yeah.
And I like Craig. I think, you know, I disagree with his choice in miniatures games, but. You know, that's his decision to make. But I think he's a really talented guy, and I wanted to, you know, support him. But then the second I heard that Fancy McClown Pants had his name written all over, I was like, well, yeah, I don't really need that.
Yeah. The models look all right.
Yeah.
The gameplay looked really questionable.
What's the basis of the mechanics? Because I never even went into it far enough to like go, yeah, that's a bucket of dice game or something like that. What?
It's a D10.
D10.
Yeah, it was a D8 or D10. I don't remember. And then the one thing that really got me was like they were showing an example of somebody attacking, and he's like, "Well, this guy gets plus this, plus this, plus."
Really?
This because of and this guy gets plus this plus this plus this because of this and this, and I was like, that's just too many modifiers.
I understand. So it turns into can I memorize a table game?
Yeah, and I was just like, yeah, if no.
That is one nice thing about War Machine. You've got cover, you've got camouflage, and you've got elevation. I mean, cover, concealment, elevation, and then the odd occasional modifier to those.
Yeah.
Hey, Tin Man's on.
So it was just there seemed to be like too many modifiers. So I was like, I'm not interested.
Tin Man's online. I was just talking to him for like 400 hours on his show.
Yeah.
But we had a good time. Good guys, top notch.
The one game I do want to get into when it comes out though is the Arena Rex.
Arena Rex, tell me about it.
It's a gladiator game.
Mm-hmm. Do you like gladiator movies? Just kidding. I was channeling my inner airplane.
Well, yeah, like gladiator movies, really.
I was just being good. It's the old joke.
And they're basing it off of like mythology, real history, and like a legend or something like that. That's like their tagline, I guess.
Cool.
But it doesn't look too bad. It's using D6s, which I like.
Yep.
Nice and easy to find.
Yep, nice and easy to find, and you can build a nice little, you can manage your to hit, so to speak.
Yeah. And the guys that are making it are from Texas, or they're designing the rules anyway. They sent out word.
Oh my God, it's not Pagani, is it?
Who?
Will Pagani, just kidding.
Oh, no. I would have noticed if it was Will Pagani. I don't remember where in Texas, though, so It could be part of his group even.
Okay.
But
I got to spend some time with Will. They sent out
word that they were looking for sculptors who knew how to do more realistic features.
Yep.
And realistic scale.
Oh, nice.
So everything's, where it should be and the size that it should be.
So maybe more along the lines of the proportioning of, let's say, a Malifaux model?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, very, very proportionate. The single regular old War Machine sized figures are around the $17 range.
Okay.
I believe maybe a little bit more even. They'll be resin, and they look amazing.
Sounds like a fair price point for a small resin model.
Yeah, they look really, really good. And then the gameplay from what they were showing doesn't look too bad. I can't describe it because I don't really remember it. But basically, you're just in a big gladiator arena. You're beating the crap out of each other, pushing each other around.
So it seems a little beer and pretzel-y.
It could be, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. I love me a beer and pretzel, don't get me wrong.
Yeah, and the rule books look like the rule book you'd find in a board game.
Nice.
Just, this little paper, stapled together rule book.
So something you can digest relatively quickly and easily.
It seemed that way, yeah. So I'll check it out when it comes out because it looked flipping good. And what really sold me was a lady riding a giant scorpion.
Oh, there you go.
I'm done.
You had me at a hole. So let's see. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We got 13, 14 people in here tonight.
Cool. I bought a new game this weekend.
Oh, what'd you buy?
I bought King of Tokyo.
Oh, my kid wants me to buy King of Tokyo so much.
It's pretty good.
I just saw it on Tabletop with Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
And did you get the expansion with it?
You bet I did.
Man, I should just suck it up and get it and the expansion.
It was easy enough for my 6-year-old to play.
Oh, that's good news. I was playing. Let's see. This weekend we played. I'm going to get back to King of Tokyo. Don't you worry. But okay. I was playing. Let's see. We played 3 games of Quarriors this weekend. We played a game of. Oh gosh, and then a game of Small World. My 7-year-old plays Small World and plays it like a boss.
Really?
Oh, dude, he kicked my ass today.
Wow.
121 to 90 something.
Holy crap.
He was declining his races and stuff. He goes, "No, I'm going to decline this now." And I was like, "Okay." And it was perfect. He was declining them at just the right times. and he
Yeah,
knows what declining means and what it does and how it scores, and it's like, giddy up, kid.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is learning to know when to decline.
I don't know when to decline. I always screw it up. So yeah, he did super awesome with it, and he asked for King of Tokyo, so I think I'll get him King of Tokyo too.
Yeah,
so,
it's super easy to play, and it's a lot of fun.
So you told me you got the expand. I'm familiar with the basic gameplay of King of Tokyo.
Okay.
What does the expansion bring to the party? Because I've heard it's much, much, much better with the expansion.
I probably will play it with the expansion from now on.
Okay.
Basically, it comes with a deck of cards for each monster.
Okay. For each monster.
Yeah.
Okay.
For each giant, whatever.
Yeah.
It comes for a deck of cards with each one. It's only like 8 cards.
Okay.
And whenever you roll 3 hearts,
okay,
you get to draw a card.
All right.
And it can be a stay and play type of effect, or it can be a discard effect.
Okay.
They're pretty strong. The one that I liked, I was playing Panda Kai.
Okay.
The new creature.
Yep.
And I got to draw a card that let me flip my dice to the opposite side.
To the opposite side.
Yeah. So I could turn my attacks into energy.
Oh.
My 2s into hearts, and my 3s into 1s, or my 1s into 3s.
And does it limit you as to how many times you can do that, or?
Nope.
Holy hell!
When you choose your roll, or when you roll your dice, you can flip your dice.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, it was really strong. As far as I know, that's how it was working. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but it seemed really, really good.
That seems awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, you convinced me. I was so on the fence anyway. I just needed a little nudge.
Yeah.
Cool. I will get both of them. I'll get with the expansion. Okay, let's see. Tabletop is dangerous. I'm going to go out and buy all these games. Yeah, me too, John. I mean, God, what else have I bought because of them? I mean, my kid was trying to talk me into getting Pandemic.
I had to quit listening to D6 Generation because of that.
Oh yeah, yep. And unfortunately, that was not like a metaphorical clearing of the throat there by the way. No, I think they've got some good advice, but what I've found sometimes on their recommendations is that if you go back and look at one from maybe 3 months later, the thing that they were like all over, all of a sudden they were like, we're not really all about that so much anymore. It was flawed. And I'm like, oh, God.
Thank you.
Because, well, I mean, they really like what they really like when they really like it.
Yeah.
Turns out that's their prerogative as podcasters.
Yeah. Well, the one game that I really like, well, there's several games that I really like that they've suggested, but one was Merchants and Marauders.
Okay.
Like that game.
Cool.
Extra long setup, but it's a fun game. And then, of course, the Super Dungeon Explorer.
Yeah. I need to, once my basement gets finished, I'll be able to play Super Dungeon Explorer with the kids, but right now I don't have a space big enough to do it justice. So I got the second wave of models for Zombicide.
Yeah.
Pretty excited to get that game back out on the table.
I'll buy them from you.
Yeah, I bet you will. No. When I was at Adepticon, they were giving out the special editions from the first part of the Kickstarter. Those things are going for between $70 to $100 on eBay right now.
Yeah, I know. I've looked.
I'm giving my sister bought Zombicide based on playing it when I brought it down for vacation.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give my I got a Nick one, so I'm going to give that to her as just for her being nice and being good to me and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I really wanted to get them, but They put all the stats for him on the app.
Yes, they did.
So I'm not terribly concerned.
No. Yay, I get to start putting some wash on these guys. Hooray, wash. Yay, wash. So I'm going to start off with Reichland Flesh Shade. And that goes on all the kind of golds here to give them a nice color. This is generally where my models start actually looking good. Get a little wash action on them.
I spent an extra $100 getting all the extra characters for season 2.
I spent $50. I just didn't have enough money to justify it. So I got the guy with the rocket launcher. I got Dakota because she's hot. And I got John Goodman's character from The Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
Because the Big Lebowski, the dude is one of the guys that comes with the Kickstarter.
Right.
So I had to have the pair. So I'm very excited about all that. If I'm painting online, I should probably hold the figure somewhere in the field of view of the camera, huh? There we go. I mean, people are basically here for the banter anyway. I mean, unless I've got Chris Olhafen on here, I mean, they're not here for the tech.
Yeah.
So are you painting your mammoth in pieces, or are you painting it together?
Well, I took Mike Maple's advice, and I'm painting it in pieces.
Okay. I hear she's good at painting.
Yeah, she would appear to be that way.
Yep, she's
from
got
her amazing looking models.
Yeah, she paints for like a living. So there you go.
Yeah. So I'm even following her paint scheme for the skin.
Nice.
But turns out it takes really, 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 really long to do that skin tone.
Yeah, she's got 8 hours a day to do that, doesn't she?
Yeah, and so I quit, I think, about halfway through.
Uh-oh.
And it still looks really, really good.
Good.
So, I'm just pleased, and I just got tired of doing the skin.
I don't blame you.
So, yeah, I was just following the tutorial on Gargantuans, and each step most of them had like 3 steps per step.
Oofda.
Yeah, so I was like, I'm tired. I'm just tired.
I'm sleepy. I don't want to do this anymore. This is painful.
So, and I was getting discouraged because it was just taking forever. So,
yep.
And I want to get it done.
Yep. Because playing with painted models is fun. Turns out it's one of the main reasons we play this game, is to have fun.
Yeah. So, just going to get the reds done.
We do have a recommendation from Punstar that you leave the cannons off for the very end, for sure.
Well, I put the top cannons on.
Yep.
Just not the side ones. So.
Okay.
And that's what she recommended. That's what I did.
Okay.
So.
My next project after completing, well, the way the painting queue is working around here at Chez John right now is these guys got to get done before I do anything else, because I'm butt tired of having these guys sit mocking me from my dinner table. And then after this, then it comes the second unit of Avengers are getting painted. They're all their initial base coat is on. I did that with the airbrush, so that's at least that much done.
That's good.
And then after that, it's Bastion Seneschal time. So I can get back up to 100% completed on my Protectorate.
Yeah.
And then Signar Jake is going to get his way, and I'm going to paint Stormwall.
Cool.
Yeah, Stormwall's mocking me because about that time Chris will have completed my galleon, and it'd be sitting there as the only unpainted colossal on the shelf. So gotta rectify that situation. Oh my god, even washing these things is a pain in the ass.
Well, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to do Morvana for Richard.
Okay.
Or Epic Morvana, anyway.
Is Richard moving?
Yes, he is.
Where's he
So I
moving?
got to do it before he moves.
When's he moving?
August.
And where is he going?
I don't remember.
Okay. I mean, it's not your job to have a complete itinerary. I mean, I was just curious.
I don't remember that part.
Hope he finds a nice meta to play with.
But yeah, I'm going to do those. I'm going to buy my second conquest, either at lock and load, depending on how much I have, or when I get home.
Okay.
Probably when I get home, just so I can buy it from Jay and get it for cheap.
Yep. Discount Games Incorporated. It's a place to buy things.
Yeah.
If your local game store doesn't have it, try Jay.
And then I will commence my Serenity Reaver.
Okay.
Inspired.
Nice. Be all jacked up.
Oh yeah, I got some disgusting ideas for it.
Nice.
Oh my goodness. I have nothing else to do at work, so I try and just think up the most disgusting things I can for it, and we'll see how it goes.
Okay, someone asked if, hey John, are the colossals difficult to paint by hand, or do you pretty much need an airbrush? As John mentioned, he did Judicated by hand on the first episode and the second episode, and for most of the rest of the month by hand. And I agree with you, Baffo. They aren't particularly difficult to paint. They are just long. And if you want a really smooth looking paint job, like how mine turned out, I mean, I was putting coat after coat after coat. What's nice is you can use a large brush, and the large brushes hold a lot of water, so they actually do paint really smooth. That being said, Stormwall will get the use of the airbrush. Because Bullwinkle, while a testament to my ability to paint smoothly with a brush, was a little painful. Sapped a little bit of my will to live. So, well, these guys are coming along, I guess. They'll look cool when they're highlighted. I've got at least 2 different kinds of wash to put on them yet, too. Because what I do is I put the golds get 1 color of wash. Yeah. The tan cloth will get a different kind of color of wash, and then the grays and the blues get a 3rd color wash, kind of a blackish wash that I came up with for my Signar Jacks. And I think when I do all that and then I come back and I do all the highlighting and stuff on them, I think they're going to look pretty nifty. I have 2 units of these stupid things because I figured that I would run Nemo 2's theme list someday. Oh well.
Yep.
So, let's see what else we got going on here. I'll be painting. Tin Man mentions he'll be painting his galleon and Stormwall with a tank brush. I don't know. Is it a tank brush? What does that mean? Is that an airbrush that uses an air tank, or is that is that a brush that has a very large caliber weapon on it, or what is that?
I hope it has a large caliber weapon.
I hope so too. That would be very exciting. That would be worth seeing on Dice Rage Live. My new favorite video podcast, because I was a part of it. I guess Tin Man was saying I had blogged laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. I haven't even been drinking. I haven't had hardly anything to. I've had one beer in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I've been sick. It's not like I drink a ton, but more than a beer every 2 weeks, I can promise you that. Doobie doobie doo. All right, yet another one down. Oh, okay. Tin Man says that the tank brushes are really large GW brushes for painting their tanks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm using right now. Except it's not GW brush. It's.
Let me see.
Brush.
Hold it up to the camera. Well, that's not the camera. Oh, okay. That's like a number 3 or something like that?
Mine's a number 2.
Okay.
It's as big as I dare to go, though. Oh, there's that B-17 again.
What's a B-17?
B-17 bomber from World War II.
Oh. Is there an air show?
Over my house for the past 2 days.
Is there an air show in the greater Salt Lake area?
Not near my house.
Huh.
It's we have a very small airport.
Okay.
For like personal planes.
So did somebody like buy a B-17 and they're just like flying around in it?
Apparently, something's going on because it looks like it's been taken off and landing all day long.
Maybe it's part of Obama's military modernization plan.
Indeed. I've been okay with it because I love World War II planes.
Mm-hmm. It's just odd. I mean, I get what you're saying. It's not something you don't expect to see. You know, the planes of old flying over every now and again.
Yeah, and like I heard it because I hear planes all the time, and I've gotten used to hearing single-engine planes fly over my head because of where we live. And I heard this one outside, and I was like, "That is not a Cessna. There's no way." Okay,
so you remember where I lived in Logan, right? Well, of the Mitt Romney Stadium. For those of you who are not aware of it, the Utah State University's football stadium is Mitt Romney Stadium. Is literally 5, maybe 8 blocks down the road from my house that I had in Logan. And the first time I was there for the 4th of July, I was not aware that they had flyovers by military planes. And I'm sitting in my backyard. I'm all set. I'm not going to go to the Mitt and get all clogged up in the traffic and whatnot. And I'm sitting in the backyard, and I'm watching, and this is probably 2008. And, you know, there'd been terrorist activities and stuff, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm living here, and I'm going, what the hell's going on? Here's this huge military transport flying at like 400 feet off the deck right towards my house. I have no idea what's going on. And I'm getting panicky and stuff. And my wife at the time gave me no end of crap that I was freaking out over that terrorists might be flying a plane into Logan, Utah, of all places. You want to make a statement, knock over a football stadium in Logan, Utah. That's what a terrorist is going to do. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, Nevendar highly endorses the purchase of a bomber plane for recreational purposes.
I would if I had that kind of dough.
Dude, how many people do you have to have on staff just to get that thing up off the ground? It's got to be 2 or 3.
Well, the originals they had the pilot and the co-pilot, but then they had the gunner, the navigator, another gunner. Holy crap.
You see, you still need the gunners, though. I mean, if you're going to buy a bomber, you better go shoot some shit. Or at least drop something on something else.
As far as I can remember, they had 5 gunners.
Jeez.
The bomber also served as the nose gunner.
Okay.
And then he also dropped bombs.
Talk about crappy job on the plane. The nose gunner. I wonder what the life expectancy of those clowns were.
Yeah.
Like about a minute and a half?
Well, if you look at like some pictures of the B2 or the B-17s, they've got the nose completely shot off.
Yeah, because they're running through flak.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I'm not getting into the nose of this airplane. Go after yourself. I'm just fine back here by the bombs. Don't worry about a thing.
Well, apparently, if you look at some of the pictures too, though, the tail gunners, woo,
got the hell blown out of them too.
Yeah.
Turns out, if you have a gun on an airplane, back and then you were public enemy number 1. They were going to shoot at you, and they were going to kill you. I don't know. Those guys had nuts back in the day.
Indeed, they did.
Those guys were made out of guts and the whole. We're not sure what else, but there was guts. Guts and booze. Because he got back from a flight, and I bet you the only thing he wanted to think about was, I need something to calm my nerves.
Yeah.
So the ones under the plane had to be the ballsy too, since the only way they could get out was through the bottom and not go back into the plane. Are you kidding me?
No, they had a hatch that led into the plane.
Oh, okay. I thought they did.
Yeah.
Thought I saw on an episode of Amazing Stories or something like that they did.
Yeah, they had a hatch that led into the plane. It was actually, from my understanding, they thought at the time that it was one of the most dangerous spots because it was right under the plane.
Yep.
But it turns out it was one of the most safest.
Interesting.
Because it had all the armor plating around it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, and you had the whole plane on top of you to protect you from all those angles.
Yeah.
And I would imagine, you'd almost have to, if you were a plane that wanted to take that out, you'd almost have to, lift into it to get your guns to point up to where that thing was. I guess that would be a good place to be.
Yeah.
You got to pick.
Yeah. I don't know. I would love to just go inside one of those planes one day. Or a P-38.
Should look and see what kind of air shows there are. I'm surprised they don't. Do they not have any up in up towards the Air Force Base? Do they not have any of those in that little air museum?
They have them every once in a while. I don't pay attention to when they show up. They have them in Provo every once in a while.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, Ogden, Utah, has a pretty good-sized Air Force Base. It's Hill, right?
Yep.
Hill Air Force Base, and there's an air museum there, and they've actually got a B-1 out there, and they've got all kinds of different things.
And some big planes. They're doing an F4 Phantom display right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to finish this one I'm working on here, and then we're going to release the Kraken. Just so everybody who's playing along at home can ready themselves for the onslaught.
I wanted to be a pilot when I was a kid, so I learned all I could.
That's cool.
Yeah. Then I couldn't, so.
Yeah, I think that's a dream of a lot of kids. I know I felt the same way, and then I realized my eyes were never going to allow that to happen. And so much for that. All right, well, let's see. We're 6 models through the 10 on the first kind of wash. It's 9 o'clock here in the Central Time Zone. And that means it's time to release the Kraken. Once again, brought to you by Kraken Spiced Rum. I'll put it up here on the camera. Bring it up on Still Store, as they used to say back on the Mystery Science Theater 3000 days. So there's the Kraken. And you remember the last episode that I was on? We had the introduction of the bottoms-up shot glass that we found in the basement of Casa John. Here, I'll show it to you here so you can see it, Adam. Bottoms up, because who doesn't want to drink out of an old 1950s monkey glass?
Everybody does.
We're not going to put a lot in there tonight for releasing the Kraken because I don't want to die. And so we got a little bit there for our homies. And so for those of you out there in Painting with MenothJohn land, I appreciate you being with us. And release the Kraken. Ron! Hey, Ron! That is some smooth rum. There we go. So, our other new tradition that we have here on Painting with MenothJohn at the 9 o'clock hour, while you're enjoying your beverage for releasing the Kraken, is that we will once again have a reading from the Big Dummy's Guide to CB Radio. So, as you can see, it does feature the very entertaining CB bunny saying, "Break, break, I got my ears on," because he's got big ears because he's a bunny. So we'll have a reading here where they're going to talk about gaining more power. So I think that's always been an important thing in War Machine, is making sure you're at the top of the power curve. So with the number of CB radios in use today, so keep that in mind, guys, there's a lot of people transmitting on all the channels at the same time across the country. When the skip rolls in, usually there's a lot of noise that comes from so many stations being on the air at once. The squeals, whistles, and bumblebees you hear when two or more stations are transmitting on the same channel at once are called heterodyne. The only way to be heard above the heterodyne is to get louder than the rest of your stations. Most stations that you hear doing this will be using very large antennas and illegal power amplifiers, sometimes called linear amplifiers, linears, shoes, kickers, afterburners, little boxes, power boosters, etc. So there you go, folks. If you're having problems being heard over your heterodyne, make sure that you try a shoe or a little box. So there you go. There's my advice for all you CBers out there. Keep on trucking. So I've got some particularly comedy gold stuff to add in for the Release the Kraken segment. I'm just trying to figure out a way of doing it without losing my job. So there you go. So, and now back to the show. I'm going to cough a little bit. There you go. I think the show is going to pretty much end when all 10 of these guys have their first round of wash. I think that's a very good place for us to call it a show, because I have to get up early tomorrow. So 4 more of these guys to wash, and that won't take too long. When I was sick for a week, I fell pretty woefully behind at work, so I've got to get back on it tomorrow morning bright and early. So how's the rest of the Salt Lake crew doing? I haven't talked to Jim recently.
He's, as far as I know, he's doing all right. He
surviving.
Yeah, he came in third at my event.
Cool.
His house is getting sold.
Yeah, I've heard. That's awesome.
Yeah. And he and I will be making the very long drive up to Seattle.
Oh my God, that's coming up, isn't it?
Yep.
Are you guys going to caravan with the Chain Tech guys at all?
No. Trevor's coming up a day before.
Oh, that's right, because he's going to the Invitational, huh?
Yeah, and James and I are going to that as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and we're going to be driving my little Mini Cooper up there.
Nice.
Yeah.
That thing should get pretty good gas mileage, doesn't it?
It's close to 40.
Nice.
Yeah. It should be better, but our lovely country has regulations on getting better gas mileage than that.
Yeah. That's funny. That's called windmilling. When the environmentalists get in the way of their own cause. Got the same problem on I got my same problem on my diesel. My diesel should get well over 50, and it still gets good gas mileage. I mean, it's still in the mid 40s, but with the way that they make them, they chip them for the exhaust and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, I was watching what's it called? Top Gear, the real version.
Yeah. Not the American version.
The smart car?
Yeah.
Smart car here only gets 40 miles to the gallon.
Yep.
Which, for some reason, just seems silly. It should get way better than that for how small it is.
Right.
But over in Europe, it gets way better than that.
What's the reasoning? What have they done to it?
I have no idea. They didn't really go into it.
They probably put regulations on it so that Detroit doesn't just explode.
Yeah. I think it's silly.
It's completely silly.
But what can you do?
Hey, have you read any of the Iron Kingdoms books?
I read part of Makita.
That's my favorite.
Makita's little story. I didn't buy it. Somebody let me borrow it on Amazon, whatever.
Yeah.
I have a hard time sitting down to read.
I understand.
Because of my work schedule.
Yeah.
When I sit down, I fall asleep.
No, I understand.
So I wanted to read it all the way through. I just couldn't do it, and I don't want to buy it because I know I won't read it.
I've been reading like a boss recently because of all the travel I've been doing.
Yeah.
But I've read all of them now, and the Makeda one is my favorite, followed by probably the Kane one.
Oh.
And then probably the Sam McCorn one, and then my least favorite is the Tirandili Ravisi Rutger Shaw one.
Yeah. I would really like to sit down and read them, but
no, I understand. You work some silly ass hours. I get that.
If they ever put them on in paperback form,
yep,
I'll definitely buy them.
Let's see here.
I don't know. I guess I'm too old to buy digital stuff.
I understand. I've got a Kindle Fire, so it's really convenient. So I just put it on that.
And that's if I were to buy a Kindle Fire, then I would do it.
Yeah. For me, it's nice to be able with the Kindle to, when I'm flying so much, I can just bring my Kindle and then basically my whole library is with me.
Yeah. I've been wanting to read a Song of Fire and Ice and Fire.
I don't think I'll ever read that.
I bought it. Every time I look at it, I see it and I see this huge novel that's 700 pages long, and I think, oh my goodness.
I think if I could figure out a way to get it cheaply on audio, I might listen to it. But I cannot fathom sitting down to reading a 700-page fantasy book. I just can't do it. I don't care for fantasy enough to do that.
Yeah.
I know we could watch the show. I don't have HBO, and I'm not planning on getting HBO ever because I have a horror television.
I won't. I don't believe in paying for cable.
Yep, I hear you.
That's way too much money.
I still have cable because just when I was about to get rid of cable, because I had cable because my father comes to visit me sometimes, and I kept it for him so he'd have the shows that he wanted to watch. But now
Yeah.
he's in a nursing home, so he's not going to be coming to visit me anymore. And so I was going to get rid of it. And then the newest season of the Mythbusters happened. And
Yes.
last week, Carrie Byron was on a vibration table. Oh, my God.
Oh, dear me.
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow.
If that wasn't nerd porn, I don't know what the hell it was. Good God. It was amazing. And she, they did the thing where she stood on there and just let it go.
Wow.
God bless them.
Indeed.
And, man, I'll tell you what, even after childbirth, that girl's looking mighty fine.
She is an attractive young lady.
Yes, she has it kind of going on. And she welds. So knows how to weld and is hot. Yay! Win!
I like it when she was shooting those big guns.
Oh, God, yeah.
Wow.
Oh. Yep, she's an attractive lass. There's no two ways about it. And the fellow that she married, God bless him. Good on you, sir.
Indeed.
Good on you. You have won life. Congratulations. Collect your prize at the door. Oh, wait, you already have.
I believe she was.
Apparently, you've already collected the prize. Because every nerd in the world wants to be you.
My son, he likes that show. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah, here we go. Speaking of ever seen Sons of Guns. Yes, what a fraudulent piece of crap show that is. Should we talk about Sons of Guns for a while?
Okay.
It's horrifying.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the whole show is at the very end, after they've jacked around mismanaging a gun company for an hour, or however long that show, 40 minutes in actual time. They go out and they shoot something with the thing that they've cobbled together.
Yeah.
And they shoot something and it explodes in this huge fireball created by gasoline and detonators, which had nothing to do with the gun that they were actually making. Oh my God, that show! And then they play it off like the old man owns the place. He doesn't own that company anymore. He got in trouble with the Federal Firearms Commission and lost his gun license.
Really?
Yeah, he just walks around and pontificates. That's all he does. He doesn't have a real job. You want an entertaining thing? Go look up Sons of Guns on Wikipedia and read about that whole saga. Because the guy that was on there that was like their master gunsmith, that he really hates now, turns out was the one that stepped up and put his federal firearms license on the line for the company so that they could continue to produce. And
Really?
And that's how they treat him, which is why I find that show unwatchable. That and the fact that redneck chick they've got on there just makes my flesh crawl. Someone really needs to break loose on her that she is not as attractive as she thinks she is.
Yeah, I don't think she is at all.
Oh my God, she's hard to look at.
Yeah.
Daughter's hot. Ed Defoe, please. We just got done talking about Carrie Byron. She's
the one reality show, the one that I will watch.
Honey Boo Boo?
Besides Mythbusters, because that's just a good time.
Yeah.
Is
Honey Boo Boo?
No. Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
Just making sure.
What is it called? Hogs Gone Wild?
Hogs Gone Wild?
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, well, they follow around. There's these two guys in Australia, or not Australia. The guy's Australian in Hawaii, and he's got a partner.
Okay.
And then this family-owned business in Texas, and then these people in Florida, and they go around hunting hogs and getting rid of them.
I'll be damned.
Because they destroy properties.
Yeah, hogs are a thing.
Yeah, like nobody's business, and they breed like jackrabbits, man.
Yeah. And
one thing that
American
American
hoggers.
Say what?
Is it called American hoggers?
No, it's Hogs Gone Wild.
Okay.
As far as I know, they only did one season, and I liked it. But the one thing that I really did like about it is that several times on the show they mention that what they do is they go turn the pigs into the meat, and they give it away.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, to needy families. And I don't know how true it is, but if they say that, not much else I can believe. But they say it'll feed a family for a year. So
wow.
Yeah,
that's serious business.
That's fantastic that they're doing that. But plus, it's just entertaining. Like after watching that show, I wanted to go kill a hog.
Nice.
Just to do it.
That's very funny.
Yeah, I wanted the meat too, but.
So my brother just texted me informing me that there are storms on the way.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Are they coming from the west?
It must be. So I'm going to bring up. I know this is very exciting for all of you out there as you stare at my mostly empty shot glass. I'm going to go ahead and kill the Kraken. Smooth. We've reached that part of the show where I've painted exactly as much as I'm going to paint. So I have managed to do all my touch-up for all my Stormguard, and I have put the first layer of wash on them, and I do have 2 more layers of wash to go. That's really interesting. I wanted to... There we go. A shower or thunderstorm, some strong, afternoon through Wednesday afternoon. Radar, oh my lord, look at that. Is that normal? Is that right now? Let's take a look at that. I'm going to show everybody on the internet what we're expecting to get here. So let me see how this turns out. I bet you
Ours is going on right now.
That's very... What's your weather radio?
No, our thunderstorm.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure nobody can see that because of the glare. But it looks like pretty strong. Let's see here. Play. Hit play. See how it's coming. Oh, yeah. Coming from the southwest. Some pretty strong stuff. I'm going to be hearing some thunder boomers tonight.
Sweet.
So I better get the dog outside to the bathroom here pretty quick before it becomes an issue. All right, guys. Iowa got hit real hard, it seems like. Storm is coming this way, too. It looks like everybody's getting their storm tonight. And so I wish all of you in MenothJohn land out there a very safe evening. If the storms are coming your way, I hope that they don't give you any damage or give you any problems, and that all of yours will be well. If you have wild animals like horses or domesticated animals, I guess, I hope that they're inside and well kept. The cows you might have in the pasture. We worry about these things in Wisconsin.
Yeah, well, you got to produce some more cheese for me to eat.
Well, absolutely. We're all about making the cheese. If you have any chickens outside, you might want to bring the chickens in. All right. Well, I'm going to call it a slightly early evening here on Painting with MenothJohn. Adam, I want to thank you very, very much for being on the show.
Thanks for letting me come on.
Absolutely. It's always a great time when you're able to come on the show. I want to thank all of you in the chat room for being on here. And thanks for your continued support. As Mr. Richards was giving us the Iowa weather report, that's Colin from News on Minis fame. Colin Pritchard. We love Colin. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being on here. It's been a great time. And I look forward to seeing you all next Sunday on another exciting, fun-filled extravaganza that we like to call Painting with MenothJohn. So, good night, stay safe, and we'll see you next Sunday.